Can you hear me?
Can you hear me though?
Yes.
Come on, phone. You can do it.
Oh man, you need a webcam.
Am I gonna have to log out and back in again? I swear to God.
I can hear you. You can't hear me?
I'll be right back. What in the name of God?
Oh
I'll be right back, man. I can't hear you. I'll be right back.
I can hear you. Oh boy. What's going on, everybody? It's Infamous Fishing here. We're having technical difficulties with Cambo Trout. So bear with me for a moment. We got some stuff we're gonna get going with you. So it's gonna be a pretty good show. Some decent giveaways. I hope you guys like it. Plan on doing a whole lot more. Soon, eventually, I'll have some rod giveaways, some really high-end reels, and let's see what happens if he gets to the stage. Can you hear me?
No, I can't hear you, man.
Oh, whatever. All right. So, that being said, we know we always got to start off with this. All right. That's how we started off. All right, man. It has been a windy week.
Oh my freaking God.
And a whole bunch of other stuff. But windy week. And I know everybody wants to catch fish. We did go out with a windy day. And Steve ended up catching the snake. I caught bass. He caught a bass too. But
I tell you, I hate to jump right into lure talk here. And does it sound okay? Because my internet connection is trash right now. Good to go?
I think you sound okay.
All right, cool, man. Cool.
Get these comments going.
I don't know about y'all out there. For the longest time, I never used the square bill. Probably because I've been a finesse fisherman probably almost my whole life until snakehead. Mm-hmm. And then I started branching out and growing a little bit. But
okay.
Square bill's been killing it for me lately, man. I don't know if I want to jump right into lures and, spring lures and all that. I get off my chest since you brought up the fish.
Well, for what right now, this time of the year, that fire crawl color is fire. So if you throw in a fire color crawl, because that what it is. It's just that time of year and stuff. Just love that color. Bass, snakehead, but everything likes it. Anything that eats crayfish likes it.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to give up Jared's secret, man, but I'm gonna do it. Jared, is Jared in the chat? You seen him yet?
I haven't seen him yet.
I don't think he knows we're live. So I can tell y'all then. That crawl colored jackhammer. Oof. I watched him catch a 6'5" bass back to back with a 6'3". That thing freaking slays, man.
Man, that's
a nice shirt. That's a nice shirt you got on there, bro. It's a nice shirt.
Yeah. I got a bunch of them. I'll talk about that later. Try to stay on track till we have a good live and we can have people not be engaged and stuff like that. As always, if you see streaming across the bottom of the live, you have to go to that HTTPS stream / all that good stuff, Facebook, to allow the comments to be seen of who's posting. We are giving away another fishing reel. The new KastKing Hammer Alpha 9.
Look at the stacks back there.
Oh,
look at the stacks. That stack's gonna fall over on you, bro. It's not even safe, man. Yeah, that's a safety problem right there, bro.
Man,
it's a lot of fishing gear, bro.
if these go screwed, maybe one day we can get rid of all these and give them all to you, whoever's watching.
No, you're talking to me. That's all right.
No, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the viewers that's watching. So your engagement into this will definitely get you a chance to win. So, what's going on, Sam? I see you out there.
Bring some hard questions.
Yeah, we need some hard questions, and it doesn't have to be. You could have some snakehead. Me, if you ask me a snakehead question, I'll be like, bring them back to the aquarium trade. That's what I like.
It's like, I'm sure a lot of folks out there think I got snakeheads here at home. I don't. I wish I did. I wish I could have a close personal relationship with some snakehead here in my tank at home,
Yeah.
but it's not legal. Even though they're in every tributary in Maryland right now, why can't we have them in the aquarium, man? Like I get it in the past as a preemptive thing, but once they're established, I don't know, man. I don't get it.
You got your first question, which is good. I'm gonna try to keep this. He
Okay.
said, "How are you working your square bill?" See, I don't use this. I do and I don't.
I do.
I use the what's it called? The 6 cents kind of like it goes. It's the I forgot what it's called. Jesus, whatever. The 6 cents. It's like a shape of a fish, and it goes 2 to 3 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And I reel it in slowly and let it rise and go down, or I might jerk a couple pops. But I don't know how you work yours.
So I got two answers for you here. Let's do the easy one first. The square bill, like even your cheap square bills out there, they get like XPS brand square bills. I mean, it's cheap enough, I mean, and and all I'm really doing with that thing, I'd say it dives to about a foot and a half, at most 2 feet, from what I've experienced with it. My favorite place to use it is along riprap. And if you don't know what riprap is, that's the kind of rocks they'll have around the water's edge, around bridges a lot. Those kind of uniform, kind of like whitish silver rocks. Bounce that along those rocks, and the lure is great for that. The lip just keeps hitting it, bap, 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 it's making all kinds of noise. So any fish in the vicinity hears that noise and is going to key on it. So if you have a riprap situation, I would cast, anywhere from about 2 feet to about, it depends on the shoreline, 2 feet to about like 5 or 6 feet off the shoreline, parallel casts. Been tearing them up, man, tearing them up. Now, the other one, I said I had two things to say. The second thing is, what I've done is I'm going through a lot of my old square bills and I'm actually filing down the lip, because there's some, and you don't get me wrong, you can buy square bills out there that'll dive even shallower, down around like half a foot to a foot. But sometimes that's the range you want, because sometimes, maybe you're bringing it across like a grass bed that only has about a foot and a half or a foot of water on top. You don't want it to drive too deep or it's going to get caught in the grass a lot. I've heard others say, let it get caught in the grass, rip it free, and that can trigger the strike. Hey, maybe, but it's not how I fish it right now, and it's been productive for me. Bounce it off that riprap. It makes a lot of noise, calls them in.
Here's a question.
Ooh, Craig coming with a fire question. Let's go.
Okay, I'll let you answer that question because.
Yeah, so for all y'all at home, Craig says, can you guys please talk about the commercial fishing and the effects on the snakehead population? So I'm waiting to see how the commercial fishing industry for snakehead is going to shake out. I don't know if they're going to issue permits for the farming of snakehead, but eventually anyone here who's tasted snakehead knows how good it is. It's a very firm white meat, no fishy taste whatsoever. Great eating fish. I love them to death, but it's a great eating fish. So I'm waiting to see how the commercial industry develops, but let's kind of visualize it by talking about the fishing pressure we have right now. Combination of bow pressure, rod and reel. I don't know if they're going to make it open to like trot lines. I don't even know if you can trot line effectively for snakehead, but let's say they do. The effect on the snakehead population. So let's start here, because I always get like some haters who roll their eyes at this. In the scientific literature, it has been demonstrated that a combination of bow fishing and rod and reel pressure can reduce the snakehead population in a given body of water to the point where they're not measurable anymore. So that's a possibility. It's an unfortunate possibility for those of us who love these fish and love catching them, but it is a possibility. So in terms of the effect that commercial fishing is going to have on them, I think it's going to depend on the extent to which they even further loosen regulations, which I don't know how much further you can really loosen them unless they start giving out licenses for electrofishing. The good news is that with electrofishing, snakehead they're very resistant to electrofishing. Even trying to catch them electrofishing is a real pain in the you-know-what. I'm not going to try and curse too much tonight. So what effect is it going to have? I don't think it'll be good. I think that populations in some areas are going to get driven down. But here's what happens also when you make a species of any kind. I don't care if it's hunting or fishing. one of the things that can happen is you create a market. And once you create a market, you create a level of demand. And once you create a level of demand, then it becomes an incentive to actually manage a resource. Might that happen with snakehead? Might the opening up of, Chesapeake, China and everything actually lead to them instituting regulations to make sure that we have enough to be able to, maintain that commercial fishery and the supply? Maybe, but that's when the questions come in about, are they going to allow farming of snakehead and all that kind of stuff? There's a lot of ifs, man. It's a great question. There's a lot of ifs. All I'll say is, if you find your secluded snakehead spot, be careful how much you advertise it, man. It's like, because you've seen my videos, I love to help people, but there's a fine balance between helping people and what can happen to an area. And I love to help people, and a lot of great guys out there take people out on the water and help them out. And it's beautiful. That's what the fishing community is about. But we also know that there's some examples in the past where a fishing spot, can get blown up to the point where you got problems, right? It is what it is. So you're opening a can of worms here with that question. It's a great question, but that's what turns in my mind. You can let me know in the chat what turns in your mind, but that's kind of what occurs to me and try to answer that question.
You and these snakehead. I love snakehead, Steve.
I love my snakehead.
Anybody out there that can make something, please make him a snakehead pillow so he can lay with it at night.
Y'all make me that pillow and I will take pictures for y'all, man.
I don't know if I want to see that.
The first one's going to you, bro.
Oh, shit. Oh, man.
There's a good question from Butch there. You see that one?
Where I don't know who's asking questions if they don't allow, so I can't. So I'll let you.
Yeah. I'll read it out to y'all. So it says, Butch said it's not just about the pressure. Do you think there's a leveling out? And I think what Butch is referring to is this. When you're talking about any new species entering an environment, there's kind of a process referred to by fisheries biologists as invasion dynamics. And what that means is if you start out with like a zero baseline right here, like there's no fish in the population, then they're introduced, what you'll have is very slow growth for a while until they hit like a critical mass where they have a lot of mating pairs available, and then it shoots up, right? But what usually happens not always, but what usually happens with invasion dynamics with invasive species, it shoots up and then it comes down and then up and down until it hits kind of a point where that species finds a balance in the ecosystem. So like, unless the fish just completely eats itself out of house and home, eventually it's going to find a balance in that environment where its population level evens out with all the other pressures and going on in the environment. Whether that's water temperature, available structure, forage species, predatory species, there's a lot of different variables to consider there. And to answer Butch's question, there does seem to be some evidence of them leveling out. They have a peak and then they come down, and those population levels, they don't go away, but they start to even out, and you won't be quite as much as that first peak. But could someone also say, well, that's because of fishing pressure or boat fishing pressure? Yeah, they can say that. And I mean, honestly, I think, it's a valid argument that we have to consider. I love my snakehead, but I try to be as honest as I can be. It's just something to consider.
All right. We're at 59 people. Man,
That's fantastic, man. Come on in.
I wish we could. So here, I got a question for everybody and post this in there.
Mm-hmm.
What is your kayak that you are rocking? I know some people are on boats, and I would like to know what kayaks you are, because our lovely sponsor of our tournaments and the Legion, Delaware Paddle Sports. So if you want a kayak that is tax-free, make sure you go down to Delaware Paddle Sports. I got to get the promos in, the people that represent us. It's just what it is. I mean, I'm gonna tell you what they're doing with the Mid-Atlantic kayak bass fishing tournament and our tournament series is great things. So you make sure. So if you don't want to fish snakehead, because it's not always about snakehead, you got the Mid-Atlantic kayak bass fishing tournament, and I think the first tournament is April 6th on the Juniata smallmouth tournament. Yep. So if you're into that, there you go. You can sign up on that on TourneyX.
And I mean, the other thing I'll throw in about DPS, the tax-free is great, but the knowledgeable staff and what they'll do for you, like you can go back and look at some of the posts that I've made on Cambo Travel on Facebook about DPS, and it's just person after person after person chiming in about everything DPS went above and beyond and did for them. And like if they're like missing something or need like kind of a stopgap solution until this comes in, they give them everything they need, man. It's like I've never had anyone come to me and said I went to DPS and had a bad experience. It's always I went to DPS and they took care of me.
Now check this out. Being that Damon said, the world record holder of the Northern Snakehead.
Oh, hey, hold on, everyone, take a minute. Everyone, take a minute.
Hey, he has a new canoe unlimited. If you fish the Legion Elite Series and you qualify to go to the championship, because you have to fish 2 out of 3, you have a chance to win a new canoe unlimited, sponsored by Delaware Paddle Sports. You can't get any better than that. Not to mention some money, a lot of great prizes. Tommy Tech put out a nice little ad. I've been sharing it. Hey, if you're a company out there that want to get on board and donate some prizes so everybody can have it, I get it. Come hit me up, and I will make sure you get there and go from there.
We got one more question in, man, from Kyle Barney. Said, based on last year's weird spawns and the weather causing spawning issues, do you think that we will see those effects? Yeah. The answer is yes, and here's why, y'all. So even snakehead, as fast growing as they are, what you're dealing with when you're looking at any type of fish species, what the population are, you're talking about a year class of fish. And, of course, like year class 1, year class 2, year class 3, they get bigger as year classes go, right? If a lot of those adults were harvested from a certain year class, those are spawning fish that are no longer in the stock. So they took a big hit last year. They definitely did. It doesn't mean they're all gone. It doesn't mean, we can't go out and catch snakehead. I'm not ringing the alarm bells there just yet. But are there going to be less spawning pairs out there? Yes. And I mean, this year, hopefully this damn wind and cold front that's been happening for at least the past week, and looks like it's going to last at least another week and a half. Hopefully that tapers off, man, because otherwise I can put a real damper again on the water warming up, the underwater vegetation growing up, and giving those fish the structure they need to be a little more protected. Yeah, it's going to have some kind of effect, man. Definitely.
All right, so April 20th, that's the week prior to our start of the tournament. I will be on live with Outdoors Maryland, and he will be at DPS. Hopefully we can figure something out, and maybe I can get with John and Brian, see if we can do a little event for you to get people to come down there and join us and get some stuff for your kayak or buy a kayak. You know what I mean? So be on the lookout for that. Matter of fact, I'm gonna send them a text tonight and see what we can do. Hey,
do we want to run through tournament? There's a few points I feel like on the first tournament we should highlight.
All right, hold on. It's funny that you said that, and let me do that for you because I'm already ready.
I'm ready.
Here, hold on. Wait for it. Bam. Oh,
there it is. That. There it is. Overall fishing chaos. There you go.
Let me start first and say that before you can sign up the tournament, you must be a member, which is $30. Now, everybody asks what $30 is. It covers the trophies and every admin stuff, porta johns, and everything else that we can provide with you. That's really what it is, and trying to make sure that everything's taken care of because this stuff ain't cheap. In the last couple of years, me and Tommy's team are putting out money. It's a lot. It ain't easy, and especially with some of y'all picky selves, it's like, damn, you know what I mean? So, but I'm gonna let Steve talk.
Yeah. So, if you haven't heard, the location on the east side. First of all, locking a tournament down on the east side, especially over in Dorchester, is no small task, man. Because I mean, the Blackwater area is kind of a prime example of what can happen to an area if it gets a little bit too popular. Like there was a time on like a lot of the rivers over there, the Transquaking, the Chick, you could park along roads. Same thing along Key Wallace, right? Can't do that anymore. And that's because too many people went there, left trash laying around, and made other mistakes that, got a lot of areas closed down. So long story short, for the tournament, we were like, how can we find a place that has plenty of space to actually be able to get everybody together and go fishing? And then we looked it up. We've been talking with them, and we arrived at Blackwater Adventures. And they were nice enough. They're working with us really well on this. They gave us a massive discount. I say us because it involves all of us fishing the tournament. Gave us a massive discount on launching there. It's only $10. And that's a lot less. I mean, it's a great deal, trust me, on what it normally costs, because they've dealt with the issues they've had with people coming over there in the past and trashing the area. So we, Legion of Anglers staff, will be on site. We'll be directing traffic, showing you exactly where to park, checking you in, checking boards, doing all that stuff. And the tournament's going to be launching from Blackwater Adventures on the Little Blackwater River, which is one heck of a piece of real estate, man. Rashawn, I said the word board, and that makes me, that makes me like, that's a good segue into, okay, what's going on with the board? So I guess, the tournament level first, and then the other update.
So again, I will be going over another tournament as well, but this is no longer allowed. So you have to have the yak, what's it, the yak gear, the trifold, and the catch board. Now, speaking of catch board has already been cut and processed and shipped to anodizing. So I'm hoping that it's the end of the month or before the end of the month, because if I'd like to get everybody their boards before the tournament series come, or even the guys that's not fishing tournaments, you can get it into the salt. So that's really it on that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what else to tell you. Like, hey, we'd like for you to join. I mean, Snakehead, this is hopefully to be fun tournament and everybody enjoy themselves. You can't, I don't want any drama. We don't want any cheating. We don't want any of that stuff. We just want you to have a good time, have fun. I know we'll be tired because everybody got to be there early. This year, I will tell you this: you need to make sure you have no stickers on your board, because I will be providing you stickers, so we know that it was verified by one of the staff members.
Yeah, and then after the tournament, hang out, snacks, refreshments, and we can all share the fish stories from the day about the one that freaking got away. Because Christ, I know I've been there in these tournaments, man. Oh God! But yeah, I mean, that is April 28th is what we're scheduled for. Which, if this weather pattern holds, and the way I think it's going to, and that's just me kind of looking at the trend we've been going on. Unless it turns into another completely crap spring like it was in 2023, we should be moving into like the absolute fire portion of the pre-spawn bite over there. It could be one hell of a bite, and I'll be on the shoreline in some kind of pain because I'm not going to be able to fish because I'm doing staff work, man.
But that's all right.
I know it.
I mean, I'm not going to be mad because I will be fishing all the VKE events.
Yeah, I saw Billy ask that. Yeah, I'm glad you hit that.
I will be fishing that. I got a lot of stuff I needed to do. I mean, I fished one last year. This year, try to fish all of them. So, and there you go.
VKE down there, y'all. And I don't know how many y'all fish Virginia, but if you're looking for a well-run tournament, hit up VKE down there, y'all. Like, I love fishing their tournaments down there. Freaking fantastic. Except, what's the one I'm thinking of? Should I name the name that should not be named? Freaking Pohick Bay.
Oh my God, Pohick Bay. Let's not talk about that.
No.
Hold on. Let's see if I can get this stuff to come up while we're still talking about this tournament. Tell them something else, D. I'm gonna pull something up.
What you doing?
Just keep them entertained while I pull this up.
Well, we're gonna show you all a couple knots tonight, a couple different knots to tie. So put it in the chat if you have one that you really want to see. We're planning on doing the Bangkok hooker. For you real kind of like guys out there who are just getting into it, we can definitely show you how to tie a Palomar. There's one other knot that I'm trying to think of the name, and damn it, I can't think of it. Let me look it up real quick. see. Jack says, do you guys know what the normal parking price is at Blackwater Adventures?
$25.
There you go, bro. There you
All
go.
right. Let me stop. And
Ooh, FG nut.
FG nut.
Sorry, bro. Go ahead.
Here's our sponsors right now. We're a kayak bass fishing partner, Delaware Paddle Sports, KastKing. You got Drave, No Live Bait, Action Hat, Nakwa, American Snakehead Customs, local business here, Edgemere Bait and Tackle. And you can't forget, because Tyler popped in, Bay Life. We got you don't have to buy water, because water is going to be provided by Drink More Water. And Spectra Baits, Campbell Trout, because he's going to be there taking pictures and doing weird shit with y'all. Tommy Tech, myself, and Ty God.
As long as somebody brings the snakehead pillow, I'm down for some weird stuff, man.
Oh, God. But anyway, all right. So that would be in on our tournaments. And let's go and share top 3. Bam. There we go. All right. Adam asked, let's see what he said. Weather is doing the same this year and last year. Warm, cold. Fish are going to get. Damn. Look at all. I wish all the language.
He's not wrong. I mean, he might not be wrong, man. I'm really hoping that I'm going to look at the extended forecast in 3 or 4 days, and we're going to see the wind laying down and the temperature just coming back up and be good to go. But we'll see. We will see. Let me see something.
What you about to pull? So,
any other questions out there?
There's a lot. I'm trying to keep up with all of them.
Get them in there. Get them in there. All I can see is Facebook.
I'm gonna tell. Well, yeah, I don't. There's not too many on our YouTube channel.
I got
Tommy, take Steve to catch a carp, please. Thank you.
You got to teach me how to do a hook set on a carp, because I had a hit from a carp about a month ago, and I set the hook on it like it was a snakehead. I'm sure I ripped that poor fish's mouth so bad, man.
Don't say it out loud.
I know.
The red coat fisherman will get you.
I feel terrible.
All right, let's see.
Let me see something. The
trailer is a soft launch. Got a nice sandy launch for you.
Yes, that is the soft launch down there.
Somebody asked me, can I get more? Kevin Miller, please respond. More what? Oh, our fellow Legion of Angler teammate and DPS team, Kelly.
Hey, Kelly.
If you got any questions about DPS, send it in the chat. I'm pretty sure he can answer them for you.
Got that. Okay.
All right.
Here, I think I can kind of show the first knot of the night if you want me to jump into it now.
Look at this.
What's that? Make sure you practice for. Hey, who is that? It says Facebook user. It's anonymous. Who is it, bro?
I don't know who it is. It's probably Joel.
It probably is, man.
I don't know.
No, Joel was in here earlier. I saw him by name. Oh, man. Somebody. You want to tell the backstory or me? I'll tell it.
Yeah, go ahead. I don't want to tell it. I'll be sad.
So back when we had the KBF Snakehead Championship tournament down on the Potomac, it was some of the roughest snakehead fishing I've ever done in my life.
Not for me.
You caught 3 fish, bro. 3 fish over 2 days.
I missed a lot too. Probably more than a lot.
Well, yeah, I had a lot of snakehead miss me. Point being, though, those hits were few and far between. A lot of solid anglers down there struck out.
It was tough.
It was tough. But that being said, at the end of it, Rashawn ended up coming in 3rd place. But he should have got 1st place. What happened was he had caught what would have been the winning fish. But then he didn't realize that the snakehead, once it was on the bump board, had flopped and flipped around like snakehead do and it pushed up his ID card to the point that it was vertical. So you couldn't see the ID card whatsoever, and the picture was DQ'd. And that unfortunately bumped my buddy down from first place and $6,500 down to third place, and what, a little over 1,000, dude.
Yeah, for a big fish too as well.
Yeah, for big fish too.
It was
Yeah.
that's why it's crazy, because at that time I was trying to get the fish in there, and I actually cut my hand on my braid because then they couldn't get him. The net was acting stupid. It was just crazy trying to get him in. It was an early morning bite. He fucking destroyed the honker. Oh, he destroyed the honker. Excuse my language. And I cut my hand and it was bleeding. It was running down my arm, and I was trying to get it. I was having problems taking the picture of all. It was just a mess. But I tried to pull the video, see if I could get the angle of the thing. I just didn't have it. I actually have it on video. I just never put it out.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just yeah. You live and learn, but hey, I'm a humble dude, so I don't really care. I say it is what it is. So,
hey, bro, I got a question for you.
Okay.
If I send you the link to my Bangkok hooker twist knot video, could we stream that? Or you're showing them right now? Show them. Show away, bro. Go ahead.
All right.
Here we go.
I try to make this yellow line. This once again, it's Alpha 9, KastKing. I replaced it all my X9 with it because it's easier for me to get and it's cheaper. All right, so depending on the length that you want, how long you keep yours? Pause.
I think I usually have the super braided, the super twist portion of my knot, usually about 6 inches or so. About 6 inches.
All right, so I'm gonna do it a little longer because I sometimes do it longer.
All
right, so you're gonna double over. So here's your line. You can adjust the length or whatever how you want to, but I'll do it this way for you. So that's how you got a loop. See the loop? All right. Then, Joe Machado showed me how to do this because I was doing another Bangkok hooker another way. I just couldn't get it. It was working, but it wasn't like this. So you just wrap it around 2 times your finger, and it should look like, pull it off. It should look like this. So you have your line here, your little hole right there, and then this portion. You're going to take this portion and run it through the hole, and then just pull, and then it's tight. Boom. So now you have this loop.
Big old loop.
If you pull on it down this way, it will slide. Just to let you know that. But if you pull it this,
did y'all lose Rashawn's audio, or is that just me? What's up in the chat? I'm checking. Oh, he gone? Rashawn, no. Okay, I'll try to take it over, y'all, because I'm tying the knot at the same time. We'll see if Rashawn comes back in, okay? All right, so.
Can you hear me?
Okay, we got you back, bro. I was about to jump in, man.
All right.
Okay, we got you back.
All right, so here we go. It's the loop. Let me unloop this. Now I'm going to show you a secret. So this is how it is, and you're going to wrap it 100 times until it just keeps going all the way to the end. I think Steve already started. Now
so you gotta hold that double overhand knot.
Yeah.
Put your finger through that loop and just twist and twist and twist till you're up to around 100. Okay.
So you see me going. I'm going as fast as I can. I'm not going to make it too tight, but I'm going to show you a secret when I get it smaller.
Hurry up.
You can see how it's starting to loop in. All right, hold on. This is tiring. All right, so you don't want it to double over And I'm gonna tell you, I use a chopstick at the end of the loop if you want to get tighter,
Yeah, you can do that.
tighter loops. And you can see how far I am. So the shorter the leader, the faster. I made this longer, so I'm gonna do it like this. So I'm gonna stop it there. You can use this and just put it in there, and then turn if you want to once it gets a little tighter. But all right, so now, huh? What do you say?
Nothing, bro. Go ahead. I'm trying to make sure your video isn't jumping for them because we're showing knots. I'm trying to make sure the video is not jumping for them.
So now you don't want it to fold over on yourself. On itself, you just come up here, give yourself a little bit of space between this knot up here, and then tie yourself an overhead. They have one overhead knot. So it should look like this. And then you can adjust it which way you want it. And pull down on it. And then that's the Bangkok hooker twist.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just take the infamous mouse. And you got to open it up. Jesus. Steve, you already got yours tied?
Yeah, dude. I'm pretty much there, man.
Yeah, go ahead, because mine is... I didn't tie it tight enough. But you're gonna stick it through
the
eye loop, and then run it through like that, and there it is.
Yeah, opening it back up after you feed it through is probably the most touchy part, man. And I mean, like the Bangkok hooker, we're showing you on here. I do a video on the channel, on the YouTube channel for the Bangkok hooker twist. I guess one thing we should do really quick is tell you why we like it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Especially, it's not just especially popular down in Florida and a lot of other areas too, but especially down in Florida, because essentially what you're doing is you're kind of quadrupling the abrasion resistance of the last few inches of line going to the frog. And what that's going to do for you if you're casting into heavier cover, if you're fishing bullseye in these canals, a lot of times these canals will have a steep undercut. And this fish can like dive underneath those undercuts, rub your line on there. Or bullseye, I don't think they have as long gripping teeth that snakehead do, but they do have some rougher mouths. All that being said, it's like I think you saw China Argus in the chat here. He's like, I've never broken off a snakehead on a Bangkok hooker. And it's a really solid knot. It gives you extra abrasion resistance on the last probably 6 to 8 inches, however long that quadruple strand is for you, right before the frog, so that if you have a toothy critter, give you some more resistance there.
Oh, so let me finish this. And just a question there. So once you got that loop left,
mm-hmm.
you could cut the tag in off.
Mm-hmm.
The tag in and the other tag in from the other loop.
Oh, you want to show them real quick? You know, another big point of this is you're not retying when you change lures now.
Yeah, so you can pick it out.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pain in the neck, but if you hold it, you got to work. You can pick it out, and then you can use the line again.
It's funny though. It's funny though because you're looking at it and you can see it, but all we see is your fingers while you're trying to pick that thing out. But yeah, it's like you can pick it out because essentially you're putting that strand, like the doubled over strand, through the eye of the hook, and then pulling up with that loop and wrapping it around the whole frog and pulling it tight. So when you go to change out lures, all you do is pick that out again, open up that loop, put it back around the lure, pull it back through the eyelet, and then you can put it into whatever lure you're changing to. But that being said, I only use the Bangkok hooker for topwater presentations.
I've used it for everything else too, though.
I have not, so I will not weigh in on that one.
Yeah, I've used it. Saved my life on a redfish.
Let's see. Matt says, does the overhand finishing knot finish above or below the initial doubling knot? Good question, Matt.
Below.
Below. Yeah. Like if I have about like my first double overhand will be probably about, I don't know, about 12 inches up, 12 or 14 inches. And then about half of that distance. So I guess that's why I said around 6 inches or so. That's where I'm tying my second overhand.
Yeah. So, yeah, you answer this. I'm trying to pick this damn thing out.
Rodney said you got some sexy fingers, man.
Thank you, Rodney. I'll see you Friday. Oh, if you guys want to come, I will be getting my Master Angler Award at Bass Pro at 12 o'clock. If you guys can make it, please be there.
If you're there, if you're coming, I'll see you there.
So I'm trying to look at questions. But anyway, that's how it is. You got pet. It's easier when it's actually wet, but you gotta like loosen it and then slide it up and get it off.
It's easier when it's wet. You gotta loosen. Okay. All right, man.
Yeah, whatever you say. Yeah. And hey Matt, when I fish with you again this year, we could do it together. Pause on the water so you can not get broke off, even though you're a hell of a fisherman. So hey, definitely a good fisherman, Matt Palm. Kind of crazy. I'm just messing with him.
Many a times have I been fighting it out at the top of the leaderboard with Matt, man. Many a times.
Okay. All right. So now, this question came across, and actually, somebody else asked me from Tactical Fishing. Make sure they got some good stuff coming out. He was talking about some reels the other day, and since I have two here. This one is the high-end KastKing reel, the MG12. It only weighs 4 ounces. So, magnesium thing is phenomenal. So the rod that I'm getting built right now only weighs 8 ounces. So my whole rod total with this is going to be 12 ounces. But very good. Well built. If you like purple, it's violet. It's good. Carbon fiber handle. And if you had this in your hand, you'll love it.
What's the name on that one, bro?
The KastKing MG12 Elite. I have a video coming soon. I was actually messing with it. Who said something? I can't see these questions.
Did he turn into a robot for y'all when he answered the name of that reel? I don't know what's going on with my connection, man.
KastKing MG12 Elite.
MG12. Okay, we got it, man.
Jesus.
Oh God.
Oh man. Adam says sorry for cursing. I didn't know it's one of those kind of live shows. Hey.
I feel like you had one more question though. Something about rivers. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I'm trying to get everybody's question because I got to do some of these giveaways.
Oh yeah. Somebody got to be keeping track of those.
I've been right. I already wrote 2 good questions down already.
Okay, good deal.
But I don't know who's asked these questions because I can't see the Facebook user.
Yep.
But I will go into another reel and I'll show you the reel that I was talking about in a second. So this right here, you can get on Amazon. This is the KastKing Mega Jaws Elite. If you look at my
spin that again. Spin that handle again. That was pretty. Spin it again.
What?
Spin that reel again, man. It was so smooth, bro. That's all, man. I was like watching it spin.
Anyway, this reel is phenomenal. I caught a cow on it. It's a shallow spool. I mean, I can't. You messing up my flow. But anyway, it's a good reel for the price of the. The reason why everybody's like, hey, I've always thrown KastKing, and everybody's like, oh, you love Shimano and all this other stuff. I threw everything. But I'm at the time of my life now that we don't have that much money and stuff goes up. And it's decent price stuff. What are you laughing at, man?
I'm laughing at comments. I got a question real quick. You want me to hit it?
Yeah.
All right. So Brian said, what do you think about using a swivel? I think it's complicated. So, and here's where it gets complicated.
Oh shit! Don't talk about that.
First of all, whether it's a tactical clip or a swivel, you want to be real careful about the strength of it, because your average fishing swivel should not be used for snakehead. It's going to end up in heartbreak for you. So check the strength of it. Make sure it's rated to I'd say at least 50 pounds, right? That said, I struggle to think of a situation where you really need to use a swivel when snakehead fishing. I use tactical clips in some cases, but usually you're going to use a swivel to reduce line twisting on your main line, right? If you're using a MEPS spinners are so well designed that you really don't need a swivel, in my opinion. The only time I would use a swivel is if I'm using a spinner that is causing line twisting in my main line. And if I use one, I'm going to be careful to make sure that it's got a high strength to it, because like you'll bend them out on snakehead. They will bend it the hell out. Now, okay, I think I remember that question, bro. I think the question was, I've been fishing for snakehead and I'm getting them in ponds, but not the rivers.
Oh, wow,
yes. You know what I'm talking about? So I think it probably has to do with the topology of the river you're talking about, because there's rivers on the eastern shore that, max out at like 5 feet deep. Most of it's about 2 feet deep or shallower, dark bottoms, and a lot of like old decaying material on the bottom that when the sun hits, it just starts releasing gas and heating up the water. So it depends on the river, right? A river like the Transquaking on the eastern shore is going to be worlds different than a river like the Potomac that gets down to like 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 feet or more, right? There's a lot more water to warm up. So what you're dealing with in those shallower ponds is a lot less water that can warm up much more quickly. And that's why you're going to catch them a lot of times in the ponds before you catch them in some of these more major rivers. So it really comes down to the topology of the river you're actually talking about, the depth, the water clarity, the color of the bottom, all that stuff. I think that's probably what it really comes down to. Oh, that looks like a question for you, bro, from Jimmy.
So yep. Jimmy, so I'm going to talk about this. Jimmy and I use KastKing a lot and it has lasted longer than like he said, than his Shimano and Daiwas. Yeah. Now it's crazy because the Shimano reels from Japan and the Shimano reels from the US are built totally different. The US versions don't last as long as Japan, and if you get something from Japan, you got to send it back to Japan, and who has the money? Yeah. So when you got these good reels right here, KastKing provide. This one's a high end reel, $249, but it is phenomenal. I have 2 of them now, and yeah, that's how much it weighs.
I'm seeing a lot more comments come in through the chat too about a lot of other KastKing users out there having a really good experience, man.
So I'm gonna tell you that I have the new iReel, and the new iReel, I have both versions. The IFC version, which is everybody calls it the DC, but it's different because it's different type of braking system on it. I don't need it to try. I use it just to try it to cast far. Steve, I can cast that thing over 100 yards. And one day when I see Sidney Smith and Jimmy, I'm going to get them to try it out, and they're going to be like, "I love it."
If you ever want to feel inadequate about your casting, fish next to Rashawn. It's like you'll make like whoo, and you're just flying out there, and then he'll come and do yours plus 30% without fail. Now, granted, I'm still kind of a novice. At least I consider myself more or less a novice with bait casters. But holy crap, man! The way this guy tunes in and casts a bait caster is ridiculous.
Uh-oh.
It sure has something used to 8,000 for cobia. There's Facebook user again. Who are you? Tell us your name, man.
I don't know who that is.
That's what I'm saying.
Hold on. I can't see. But I just, the thing with this is that I'm not trying to, I like KastKing a lot, and they're not paying me for any of this. I mean, I'm on an affiliate program. If somebody buys something, I get something. Uh-oh. You still there?
I'm still here, but all I see on your side is a black screen. I can hear you, though. They're back. Stop playing games. Why are you playing with us?
I don't know what the hell's going on. Oh man, I don't know.
You got some gremlins in your system over there, bro.
What the hell? This is the first.
Yeah,
Hold on.
Richard, I don't think it's Elmer, man. I saw Elmer pop in the chat earlier, unless he changed devices or something. Yeah, hey, do you have that scrolling message you could throw up again for how people can make their names visible?
I'm trying to.
You
You can hear me, but all my stuff is frozen right now. What the? Somebody hacked me. What the man? Oh man, it's spinning. I can't do nothing.
Oh, what's up, Melody? Melody got the freezing emoji in there. I don't know if she means the weather or what's happening on your camera, but either way, it's applicable. What is this shit? Okay. All this tackle talk. What style of rods do you like using? That's a good question. You want to jump in on rods, bro? Because you are the gear master. I can say what I like, but you're gonna have a better answer.
Well, say what you'd like until I figure out why I'm stuck.
Mike Hill said, "Sell some of those reels and up your bandwidth." Bro, let's see. Oh, so sometimes Billy is the Facebook user. It's intermittent, the issue he's seeing. God, this crap is weird sometimes, man. So I got a few points I can hit real quick while Rashawn's troubleshooting over there in terms of rods. So if I'm frog fishing, me personally, I like but somewhere between like a 7 to maybe like a 7.4. It's going to be an extra fast action, and it's going to be either heavy or extra heavy, probably extra heavy. But you can still get some really light, very maneuverable rods with those specs on it. I've been using Katie Lynn for a long time, but there's a lot of other good makers out there too. You know, Backyard Customs. I'm trying to think of the other ones out there. Rashawn, do you still have audio at this point?
JLS.
JLS, there you go. That's okay. I was concerned because you hadn't said that yet. I was like, he's gone for sure, man.
Oh yeah, if I was gone, we wouldn't be talking anymore.
But that being said, different rods for different applications. What I just described is what I would use for topwater. Rashawn has been preaching to me the gospel of a fiberglass rod for chatterbaits. So you want to hit that real quick, bro?
Huh?
Fiberglass rod for chatterbaits?
Oh, I love a fiberglass rod for chatterbait. Man.
There you go.
I throw a heavy, moderate fast fiberglass rod for lipless cranks and chatterbaits and 30-pound braid. That's it.
Yep. Yeah.
And my frogging rod is JLS, but I also use the KastKing rivet frog, the Asagi series. Phenomenal. Called pretty good. I can't show you it. I can't show it because I can't see Jack.
He's over there in the dark. All the lights turned off and everything.
No, it's not off. I don't know why it's still spinning. I don't know what's wrong. I don't want to hit end stream and then it'll be like, oh no.
I'm just glad we still got your audio, bro. Like at least you didn't drop. Now, Melody said, which JLS rod do you use for frogging?
Which one? The 704 series.
Okay.
And the 703.
There you go. Now, Chana Argus said, what's the cheapest rod you would use? Some of us are poor, and I feel that. I'm on that wavelength. So, since Chana Argus brought it up, I'll say that I've watched Chana Argus fish shoulder to shoulder with us using ugly stick rods for the past, I don't know, like 8 years, and maintain pace with us pretty much every fishing trip. Do I still like to have, my extra fast action, extra heavy when I'm frogging? Yeah, I do. But have I seen him do, if at least as good, maybe slightly worse on some days, maybe, I don't know, but in most cases do perfectly well with ugly sticks? Yeah, I have, man. So, I mean, if you're looking for a budget solution out there, you can still get it done with a freaking ugly stick, man. So if you just want to hop in and go fishing, dude, don't be shy about that. Grab an ugly stick and go. Let's see what else we got. Adam said, I've caught a lot of fish on the Lose 774. So I have to say this because you said Lose. I know a lot of guys like Lose out there. And if you like Lose, keep on liking Lose and just disregard what I'm saying. But I have seen someone who's in this chat break 2 Lose rods on Snakehead. So that's all I'm going to say, man. And once I saw that happen twice, I was like, I can't, man. Like, I can't do it. I think he landed the fish regardless. But yeah, there he is in the chat. He knows what I'm talking about. And Mike said, I got a glass rod for baits with trebles. I'll have to start using it for the chatterbaits. Yeah, that's a good point, man. I mean, if you're doing more of like a kind of more of a sweeping hook set, or if you're using that fiberglass for the sensitivity, like don't you use a fiberglass for like with a chatterbait, and you see how that rod tip just going wild, where you can see have all that sensitivity and see it working. You can see why you use it for it. Matt, you said I snapped 4 Shimano X Prize last year. Holy crap, dude. That is wild. I haven't used, I mean, I have the, what was it? Is that, no, I think for what I was using for subsurface was my St. Croix Mojo Bass spinnerbait rod I used for a while. I really liked that. Who else we got in here? Rashawn, I feel like we've lost you at this point. You out of here, man? Good God. I know he doesn't want to end the stream, but holy crap, man. His internet over there has some gremlins. Billy, the KastKing says, the KastKing rods have been great to me. The Seagull and the Speed Demon rods by KastKing are awesome. Yeah. And if Rashawn was here, I know he'd be preaching the gospel with you, bro. Rashawn, we got you back? Hey, man, how's it going? Can you hear me? He's going to stare at me. You can hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, man.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell happened. Everything like stopped. It's not the internet. It just stopped working.
You just want to be on here on 2 windows. That's all it is. Yeah. Adam, that's a great point, man. Buy the best stuff you can afford to replace. That's some good freaking guidance, man. Because I mean, once equipment goes down, if you can't replace it, you're out of the game. Brian. Yeah, what about St. Croix rods? I think I just told you there that I really enjoyed my Mojo Bass spinnerbait rod for subsurface. I've really enjoyed that rod. 0 issues. The only problem is I got to replace the tip. I dropped it on concrete one day, and it broke out the inside of the tip. I got to get that fixed.
So can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You're coming in kind of, robot-like every now and again, but I think you're good, bro.
Hold on.
Maybe.
What about now? Do I sound robot-y? Do I sound?
I can't, man. I can't. You're so janky over there. What are you doing? Colin said, what do you got? Got the Akuma snakehead, was on sale for $50. I know a lot of guys still want Akuma, and I haven't really heard any bad things about it, man.
Yeah, but the only one that's good is the heavy one.
Go ahead, sir. I have not used those yet. The floor is yours.
So the Akuma, if you're going to use an Akuma rod, the Akuma heavy version for the snakehead junkie is the good one. The other one is I'm not a fan of it. But if you want a rod that you're gonna like a lot, I'm telling you, the Asagi series has a whole bunch of different. The Asagi and the Speed Demon series have a whole bunch of stuff that you're gonna like because it gives you a technique specific for that whole whatever you want, drop shot, shaky head, bladed jigs, all that other stuff. And it's not that expensive. Yeah, that's really on that. There's some other stuff. The Royal Select is pretty good too. Like you saying, like you don't like Adam said, you want to buy stuff that you can afford to replace, and it's up to you.
Yes, I see David Freeman uses the Sixth Sense MFR series, and he's been loving that with his KastKing Speed Demon. Yeah, that's good stuff, man. Milliken Fishing, dude. I like that dude, man. He he gets into it. He gets after it, man. All right, so Adam, good night, Adam. Sleep tight, bro. I see he just hopped off. Rashawn.
Yeah, I'll see you in the morning.
All right. China Argus says you just got to drive to my house for the lives on Thursdays, bro. Not that my internet's that good, but I mean it is.
I don't know. I don't know. It's my computer because my computer is not even going. I don't know. I did an update on this damn MacBook and I clicked something and it just said nope.
I can't. Oh God! Hey, any more questions out there, y'all? I know we're coming up on an hour now.
Yeah,
so
I'm trying to get this close.
If you have any more questions, get them up there in the chat. We'll get those answered, and then we can kind of. I think we're probably pretty close, bro, to drawing on winners tonight. So I think we've hit. I think we've hit at least most of the main points. We went to the tournament, gave the board update, hit a little bit on spring lures. What else we need to hit tonight? I think we've hit most of the high points.
Oh yeah, well the spring lures we went over the chatterbaits, MEPs.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Some of them get them on frogs, but right now it's cold. Swim baits.
I do not consider like the next big thing. Oh, Lakia, what's up, man? Lakia's in here. So when it comes to swim baits, what I've used primarily in the swim bait realm are your weedless swim baits of soft plastic varieties. I like using the kicker frogs, those soft plastic frogs, on a weighted swim bait hook. If I'm in shallow water or grass beds, I'll use the weedless, unweighted, various different types of paddle tail swim baits, like a mega bass or something like that. You know, then we got the kicker frogs from Acor as well. They got swim baits. The swim baits that I haven't used, and it kind of falls into, I guess, a different category, shading towards glide bait at this point. That's what I'm starting to try to get into using, especially this early in the year, are some larger glide baits. Rashawn gave me 1/6 Sense glide bait that I've been starting to try to get into using. The action on it looks really good, and I think it could pull some really big fish. Only drawback is, you know, it is treble, so you got to be a little more careful about it. But I guess the other thing is, you know, a lot of guys will just throw your basic Storm or kind of like various kind of basic brands out there, swim baits, just paddle tails, man. You know, on like a just regular exposed hook, and they do really well for snakehead. It's just not been my style, man. Rashawn, can you are you able to speak? And if so, what would you say about swim baits?
Well, you know me, I throw a 5 to 6 inch hard bait swim bait during this time of the year. So I'm trying to catch bass as well. So I usually throw an orange color. Once the grass starts growing in, I don't can't do nothing else about it.
Here's a question for you, Rashawn. Coming from Colin Lennon, do you think ProCure helps you catch snakes?
I've used it before, and it will. I'm gonna tell you, if they hit it that one time, they might hit it again. Because it's for this. I have proven that, and it actually works. But you gotta have the right one.
And yeah, and I mean, snakes with ProCure, I think is a good question. But like Rashawn already answered it, but I mean, obviously ProCure works really well for striped bass, a lot of other species out there. Richie said, Steve, are you still doing the spring snakehead seminar on April 3rd? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. If y'all don't know, I will be out at Kent Island Fishermen's Club on April 3rd in the evening talking about spring snakehead. So if you want to come talk spring snakehead, I'll probably have a few pieces of gear or lures up there to talk about as well. And some new video for you. Well, hopefully I'll see you out there. Simon. Oh, crap. Hey, bro. Can you hear me?
Yeah, hold on. I'm trying to get this thing to come up.
I just wanted to say what Simon said.
What do you say?
Simon said Rashawn throws a 6-nipple mouse a lot. We're back to the nipples, bro.
Oh, Lord.
I can't, man.
Hold on, I'm almost back in here.
Don't tease us now. I know how you are. Yeah, and thank you, Chris. Yeah. So April 3rd, I will be at Kent Island Fisherman Club in the evening for the seminar. He's back. You made it, bro. Good job, man. And then on April 6th, I will be at Edgemere Bait and Tackle. That one's going to be a morning event. And I mean, hey, swing through it. Oh. Rashawn, you have killed us. You're slaying us with the feedback. You got to turn off one audio source. I think we're good now. We're good? Can you hear me, dude? Okay. All right. I think we're okay now. Everyone's eardrums. Send the bill to Rashawn. But yeah, April 6th, Edgemere Bait and Tackle, Customer Appreciation Day. I'll be there. You want to swing through, say what's up, talk snakehead, let me know, man.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. You sound the best that you have for at least the past 20 minutes.
Man, I don't know what's going on with this computer. So, hey, here we go. The Spartacus 5000 series.
That's a badass name, man. It's a badass name.
So I'll give it to you in military green.
Yup. OD.
There you go.
Tommy said that you need tech support. Spelled
No.
T-E-K. Tech support.
I need another. No, give me some higher speed internet.
Yeah. What size reel is that, bro? On the Spartacus.
5,000.
5,000. There you go.
Bigger reel.
Yeah,
So,
that's a big boy. It's a big boy.
Yeah. So this is going up.
I think we might be ready for the question draw. Any last questions? Speak now, forever hold your peace. Because we are over the hour mark. I think we're pretty much there.
Yes, we are.
All right.
Sorry for the technical difficulties.
It's all right. Most of it was pretty amusing, man. Yeah, that's a good point, Tommy. That 5,000 would be good for some cows and some bulls, man. Not that I would know. I prefer to lose my cows. Damian Cook, what is your guys' take on moon phases in major or minor times with the moon? I'm gonna tell you off the bat, my opinion on the moon phases with Snakehead is marginally useful because I haven't paid that much attention. I'll be honest. But let's think about it logically. What do the moon phases do? On a full moon, you have more natural illumination. So to whatever extent snakehead feed at night, which based on the limited studies that have been done, it clearly isn't their prime feeding time, but they do feed at night sometimes. The more natural light that exists, logically speaking, you would think the more feeding that would go on during the night, right? All that being said, that's as far as my knowledge goes on the moon phases and snakehead. What I think I'd have to do is go back through my catch logs and then look at past moon phases and match up all those different days and kind of cross-reference to see if I see a pattern emerge in regards to the lunar phases and the snakehead bite. I would be super interested to hear from anyone who has studied that. But me personally, I haven't. Now, like Michael Hill said in the chat, that lunar phase definitely has an effect on the tide. And again, I think even the tide really depends on the body of water you're fishing. If I'm on the eastern shore on a really high tide, I've usually had a bad time. And that's because the shoreline floods, the bushes flood, the reeds flood, and those fish push up into it and you can't reach them. That said, I've fished waters down in Virginia on hydrillomats where I prefer a high tide. Because on a low tide, those hydrillomats literally get locked up and there's no available water hardly at all to fish. So I would say match your tides to the body of water and the structure you're fishing. That could almost be maybe I should make a video on that. Maybe we can talk about it on the next live, man. I think that's a really good topic to hit. All right, let's see. Last thing, Simon says, I'm going to be at the CCA. Yeah, the CCA does also have an event on the 3rd at Union Brewery. They actually asked me to be a speaker at that, but I'm already committed and I always have a great time out at Kent Island. Otherwise, I was going to be a speaker on that panel as well. The CCA does some great work. Anytime we can work with CCA, we try to be out there with them. All right, bro. You got your question selectees, your awardees.
So we got 3 questions here.
Mm-hmm.
Butch leveling out question. Remember that
Mm-hmm.
leveling out question?
Mm-hmm.
Craig Mark with the commercial fishing.
That was a good one.
And I actually like Damon's question.
What about the tides and the phases?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's another solid question, man. All right. Hey, look at that. Look at that. Go ahead, Rashawn.
So I don't know, man. I actually like that leveling that the moon phase question.
I think that is some very good
Well,
ground for us to
well,
explore.
so I will be giving you. Damon, hit me up. You are now the first time get to win this lovely Alpha Hit 9 Hammer Braid.
There
Sorry,
you
I don't
go.
know. All right, so the next question. I don't know where the hell I did with it. Oh man, where'd it go? Oh,
what
there it
you
is.
looking for? The real?
This is for Richie Trice. The real's last. You get this lovely. Hold on. From FOS Fishing, who's out of Catonsville, local here, Baltimore area. Little mouse, top water mouse.
Look at the tail on that puppy.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's a shallow diver?
Yeah. The wake bait.
Oh, there you go.
Damn
it. That falls right in that class we were just talking about.
Yeah, so that would be for him for his and it has an extra tail in here. So that's for him and his wake bait, his question. And the leveling out would be the best question of the day.
Look at that.
Dun, 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 dun. So, Butch and Damon, you know how to get in front of to get a hold of me. You have my number. Richie Trice, send me a message.
There you go.
And
all right.
What we know at this time, we're about to give our moment of silence for our first responders and veterans and family members who are not with us and are not able to fish. So give us 30 seconds and say what we got to say in your mind. All right. I think when I do that, I might have to make a nice little slide so I can pop it up.
That's exactly what I was thinking, bro.
So we can take a moment of silence for the people right here. Any last? That's really it. It was a good live. As we get more into it, the better we get. I'm sorry for the technical difficulties. My internet sucks. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know. I don't know what was going on. I never had this issue before. Maybe it's because it's windy outside.
It happens with age, bro. Don't even sweat it, man.
Yeah, whatever you say. But that being said, I appreciate it. What we say, every other week?
Every other week, bro.
Yeah, we're doing this every other week. So send Steve all your crazy questions, and then he could be like, "Oh, I'll put them on the show." And if you're a company that wants to sponsor stuff or give, hey, reach out to me or Steve, and we'll get you on here. And we plan on having guests. So,
yo, Mike.
What Mike say?
Says sponsored by Hims.
Well, anyway, yeah, have a good night.
All right, Joe.
And I'll see y'all